Now, I don't know about anyone else in the UK, but I am seriously pissed off with the rain. It seems to be every day now, it's just rain at least some point through the day. And I'm off to the campsite this weekend just to get a bit of respite, you know, put my feet up, wind, you know, get rid of the stresses of the week, you know. And I was kind of hoping that it was going to be nice, because now I'm back on doing my 10,000 steps. I would have had a nice walk around the fields or down by the canal or something like that, but no, it's going to be a wet and miserable weekend just for a change. I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to go for a walk, get my steps done. I'm off the diet this weekend though. I've got a couple of nice things that I want to cook. I've got a couple of burgers which are nice gourmet burgers they are, and I've got scampi as well, and I love a bit of scampi and chips with some mushy peas. I know it's a bit naughty, but fuck it, it's the weekend. I deserve a treat at the end of the day. Don't want to be on a strict diet continuously because it will just bring you down, so that's what I'm going to do. Well, as you can see, there's one person in front of me. I'm a bit early because you're not really meant to check in till 1, so it's 20 to 1 now, but never mind, it's all good. I'm here, worst part's over. Everywhere looks wet and sodden again though. I'm sure it's every time I come here. I can't remember the last time I was here and I had a nice dry day. Never mind, still going to enjoy myself. I'm not going to moan. That's all I ever seem to do these days. As I've got older, definitely moaning. I think when I hit 40, I think that's when it just started to go downhill for me. I was just a miserable bastard all the time. Even though it's a cold, miserable day, you know, it's not good. There's still something really satisfying about being at a campsite with an electric hookup, with a little heater running, some little fairy lights going, TV, you know, it's nice. I'm set up and I couldn't be any more content. You know, I think it's fab. So yeah, don't let the weather put you off if you're out and about in a camper van. I mean, you know, as long as you're not sat in it all day every day, you'll be fine. But for me, working all week and then coming here on a Friday night or another campsite or whatever is just so pleasurable. It really does bring me joy. But I tell you what, I really cannot wait now until towards the end of March, when I can get back down to Radwell in the orchard there, because although I won't have electric hookup, and I don't need it, I've got the power station, that'll do me, and solar panels now, new ones for that, you know, for the power station, portable ones. But the biggest enjoyment about going there is the fact I can get the fire pit back out. I've managed to accumulate a shitload of wood this year. I had a load of leftover pallets at work, and I've cut them up and chopped them up, and they're drying out in my garage, and they're going to be used as kindling to start my fires off. So yeah, I'm not sure, ain't got a shortage of wood this year, but I'm really looking forward to that, getting there, getting under the stars, lighting that fire, you know, it's just such a pleasurable experience, you know. Not everyone's cup of tea, I know, but there's something about sitting around a campfire while it's crackling away and you're there with a drink, and you know, even if you got a big coat on and a hat on, it's just so nice, you know. I can't recommend that enough. That brings you a little bit of inner peace, but that's just me. Anyway, that's it. That's all I've got to report at the minute. Good morning. I tell you what, that's probably one of the worst night's sleep I've had in a while. I don't know if I mentioned or not. I don't think I did. I've had a bit of a scratchy throat and a bit of a cough for a few days now, and it's really started to hit me now. I'm all fucking congested and horrible this morning. I woke up at about, I think it was about 2:30 this morning, all like bunged up, horrible. Couldn't get back to sleep. Sat there and watched a shitload of YouTube, you know, trying to turn back off, but I couldn't do it. So yeah, I'm quite rough this morning, but I'm still going to get out and about. I'm going to go for a walk down the town, get my steps up. I want to pop into Marks and Spencer's down there, but that's it really. Just a quick trundle, get my steps done, and that's it. And then I'll come back here and keep warm and chill out for the rest of the day. But I knew this was coming. Like I say, I felt rough for a couple of days now, but it's took hold of me now. But there we are. I'm not going to dwell on it. It is what it is, and it will get cold. So anyway, moving on. It is nice to see early signs of spring popping up. Some of the flowers, daffodils and whatnot, are starting to surface, which is nice. So that just goes to show that better days are ahead, hopefully, because I'm getting rather fed up with these grey days at the minute. I think we've had one nice day last Saturday, I think it was, since Christmas. I think that was the last time we see the sunshine. Other than that, it's just been terrible. But anyway, I shouldn't complain really, because a few months time it'll be too hot. Good morning, it's Sunday. I can't remember when I last filmed a clip. I think it was yesterday when I was in the town. Yeah, anyway, I'm staying here for a couple of extra days now, because I don't know if you can tell, but I've caught that horrible virus. So yeah, I'm going to be spending a couple more days at the campsite and try and sweat it out really, you know, just keep myself to myself, locked away in here. I've got the facilities, you know, just try and get rid of it before heading back to Stevenage and going back to work. So the only thing I've got to do today, I'm going to take a slow amble back to the town and get some more supplies for the next couple of days, because I'm pretty much out of stuff now. I only brought with me just enough for Friday night and Saturday, and a sandwich for today. That was it. So I'm going to have a steady walk down to the town. Not that I can be asked at all. I'm completely fucking drained big time, but it's got to be done. And I think fresh air will probably do me I keep going I think a bit of fresh air will do me some good. So yeah, if I do it slow and steady, you know what I mean, I think I'll be all right. But yeah, the biggest symptoms I've got is like a major congestion in my head and face. It's horrible, you know, everywhere where all your pipes are connected around your nose, they're all throbbing away. Do you know what I mean? It's awful, it is. And I've got a bit of a cough going on as well. But there we are. It is what it is. So yeah, I'm going to get ready to go out and get my supplies. Now, I'm not sure when I last made a clip, but it is now Tuesday, just coming up Tuesday afternoon, and I'm still over the campsite, still feeling rough. But after a telephone call with a doctor, a female doctor, she's advised me to get out and just try and do some walking, you know, at a slow pace, just to get the lungs back working and free up the mucus and start to get it out my system. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I've got nothing else to report on that really, apart from the biggest symptoms I've got is major congestion in my face. You know, I can feel all my sinuses, they're all burning and inflamed. That's definitely the biggest thing. As for a cough, I've got a cough, but it's more of a, it's not a dry hacking cough like you usually get with this. I've got one of them wet ones, you know, bringing the mucus up. Whatever, it's not too bad, it's manageable. But my face feels like I've been punched in the face several times. That's how it feels. Yeah. And then when it gets to the evening time, there's quite a bit of exhaustion. Yeah, it's not too good. But you know, I'm still here, still walking, still moaning, still me. I must say, it is nice to get out and about with, there's definitely warmth in the air now. Last week was dramatic amounts of rain, that's all it seems to have done for a long time. But today, there's a little bit of sunshine, there's a few clouds about, but it's nice, and the warmth, it's a lot more mild, it's lovely. Like I say, I'm only in a body warmer and a t-shirt today, plenty warm enough. I'm looking forward to spring finally making an appearance. There's a big ass tree just in front of me and it's leaning over dramatically. I wouldn't want to be standing under that when it goes. Take a look at this. It's completely hollow on the inside. It looks dead. Well, it's got to be, hasn't it, to be hollow on the inside? I can't see any sign of life on any of the branches. Mind you, we're still in winter really, so there's not going to be yet. Mind you, there is a few trees that have got buds on. But yeah, I don't think that one's going to last much longer. That one's going to come down. Never mind. I do like walking out in the woods and countryside. It is quite nice. I'm glad I've done it. I took this doctor's advice and come out just to get a bit of fresh air. I think it makes all the difference, especially when the weather's more enjoyable. Yeah, I do have a habit of moaning on the camera. It definitely shows my negative side, and I do apologise for that. But although I you know, I'm negative, and I definitely have got a just cause right now because of being divorced. I always vowed that ever since the beginning of all this, when I started making videos, I was just going to be honest. I wasn't going to pretend to be someone that I weren't. You know, I was just going to be me, and just sort of popping out and about, logging my journeys and what I do, what I get up to. But when I look at the statistics of everything I've put up, the biggest ones, the biggest amount of views and watch time was 100% the weight loss videos. And now I've got the breakup channel. There's a few of them. I mean, not all of them have done really well, but there's a few of them that have got loads of views because they're negative, you know, and that fascinates me still. Why can't people watch good stuff, you know, and be intrigued by that? But I'm getting more of a sense what this clickbait stuff is now. If I was to post this video out tomorrow or whenever it is and give it a negative comment, a negative title and thumbnail, the views would be through the roof. Fascinating. Is that what the human race is? Do we just thrive on negative news rather than positive? Is that what we are? Such a shame. Or maybe just some people are not interested in what I've got to say in the places that I visit and the things that I do, you know. Not everybody likes going to ruins or living in a van or whatever else I'm buggering around with at the time. Like I say, filming for me is just a bit of fun, I have the camera for someone to talk to, and I put it out there as a memory and then wait and see what happens with it. But I would like to improve, and I've watched a couple of videos now about people that want to improve, and they've invested in the channel and done things differently. So maybe, just maybe, that's what I'm going to have to start doing. Just look at things a little bit differently. Maybe the content I should create now, focus on, is how I'm going to move forward with being a divorced man. What's next in my life, my next chapter. Although a majority of that is already on the other channel, you know, my breakup journey. The videos are a lot shorter, and they're just short and sweet and nothing special at all, but that's where I'm talking about what I'm going to do or what I want to do. I'm still reaching out for a lot of advice. There's an email linked with that channel now, and I've had quite a few guys reach out to me that are going through the same thing I am, and I think that's lovely. They talk to me, I talk to them, we offer each other advice, and I think that's what's needed right now, is advice from different people that have had their heart broken, as I have. Now, due to me being all bunged up and congested, I haven't managed to taste anything. You know, I've lost my sense of taste for a couple of days. So tonight I've got some mince cooking, and I'm gonna make a chili, but only a real basic one. I'm not putting any rice with it or any major ingredients. I'm just using the powder there, a tin of kidney beans, and some 5%, what do you call it, 5% fat steak mince. That's all I'm going to do, just a bowl of that, and hopefully I'll be able to taste it. I've also got a bit of sour cream to smack on top as well, but it's only going to be a small dinner, but it'll do. That's what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what's kicked it off me. I'm watching, you know, let me show you. Not that you just see his face then, you just see his ingredients. I'm watching Kent Survival, so I'm scrolling through a few of his older videos. I've seen them before, but I find the man fucking incredible. I think he's a wizard when it comes to cooking, and I was laying on the bed just chilling out and watching some of that, and that was it. I was fucking starving then because I was watching his food. Anyway, that's what I decided to have, so nothing exciting. Right, it's Wednesday afternoon, and for the first time this year I'm out in just a t-shirt. It's 17 degrees here in Hertfordshire today, and it's wonderful. It is marvellous. Plants are shooting up. I've seen a butterfly this morning. I don't know, and everything's just nice. The camper was nice and warm. I've got a lot of things done. I cleaned the van, done my washing on the on-site laundrette. I had a walk down the town, got myself some supplies, and tonight I'm going to cook myself a Japanese green curry. Never done it before. I've had microwave versions, but never my own, so that's what I'm going to do. We'll see what that turns out like. Although I'm feeling, well, I've still got the cold clutching onto me, I'm actually feeling relatively positive. I'm trying not to dwell on the past, because there's nothing I can do about it. It just is what it is, isn't it? It's in the past. All I can really do is focus on the now. But it's definitely made it easier now. This weather's made a bit of a break, and there's a nice day. It's just made me more appreciative of being outside and the blue sky and I don't know. I know it sounds daft, a bit hippie-ish if you would, but I don't know. It's definitely warmed the soul. Definitely feeling quite good at the minute. How we'll feel tomorrow, who knows? Who knows? But right now I'm definitely in a better frame of mind. Right, back at the van now after that little amble around the countryside. I'll tell you that was very much needed. That was. I mean, obviously for the past few days I've been nipping to the town, getting my supplies and coming back, and then just shutting myself in here and watching TV and YouTube and whatnot. And yeah, you know how it is when you're poorly, just sitting there blowing your nose continuously, just feeling like crap. But today was the first real day that I think I felt a significant improvement, and definitely getting out and about in that weather is made me feel a whole lot better. Not just physically, but sort of mentally as well. So yeah, that sunshine really did help today. I hope there's more to follow. I really do. I think spring is on its way, you know, and better days are going to start coming. But I hope this wasn't just one of them ones that appears out of the blue, you know, gives you a false sense of security, and then tomorrow morning it's going to be pissing down with rain again. Anyway, I'm not going to think like that. That's very negative, and I'm trying to get out of the negative thinking. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to give it about an hour, and then I'm going to make my Japanese green curry. Although I did realise both of the sauces that I've got are hot, and I'm not really a spicy food person, but because of not really having a sense of taste at the minute, maybe it'll be okay. Plus, I don't know too much about curries. I've got the coconut milk. Is that gonna like dampen it down a bit? You know, take the bite out of the curry. You know, I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping it does. I've had, like I said, I've had Japanese green curries in a microwave meal, and they're really nice, but they weren't really that hot. So I don't know. I'll give it a go and see what happens if I'm if I do a bit of filming later after I've created it and the sweat's pouring off me. You'll know that it was hot. Like I say, I'm not a fan of spicy food at all, or not too spicy. I just don't see the point of food that makes you, you know, burns your mouth. I mean, what's the point of that? How can you enjoy something like that? But each to their own. Anyway, I'll let you know later how I'll get on with it. Right, dinner is made. Easy, actually, very easy done. But I didn't add all the ingredients like you're meant to, because there's a shitload of stuff. All I done was chicken with the green curry paste and coconut milk, and that's it. That's all I've done. Yeah, let's give it a... Actually, before I eat, I'm going to show you it, and then I'll tell you whether it was too hot or not. I say, don't judge me. I know there's things missing, but it was basic, it was quick, and hopefully it'll be nice. So as long as it don't burn my face to bits, I'll be all right. I'll let you know. Do you know what? I've got the cheese out ready to put some cheese over the top, just in case it was a little bit too hot. But it's not. It's fine. It's absolutely beautiful, actually. I'm really impressed. Like I say, I'm not really a fan of really spicy food, but I can tell it's spicy, but I still can't fully taste. So it's most enjoyable. I'm going to make this again 100% when I'm feeling a bit better, you know, see what it's like then, see whether it is too hot for me. But yeah, that's amazing. That's really good. That's another meal that I'm going to add to one of the regular ones. Do you know what I mean? One of the ones that you just can whip up really quickly, which is really enjoyable. Anyway, I'm going to finish it off and carry on watching The Big Bang Theory. Thursday morning, just gone 7 o'clock, taking a walk down to Aldi this morning. I've only been in Aldi once in Hertford, and then through the other times through my life I don't think I've really visited that many times, just once or twice. But through watching a load of Vanlife channels recently, it seems to be the go-to place to get some cheap food. So I'm going to go and have a nosy around, see what they've got to offer, and see what they got, the special deals or something, you know, like the centre aisle stuff. I'm after a dish to cook my shepherd's pie in today, so hopefully they'll have something for me. I am a bit early, it don't open till 8, but it's a half-hour walk, so I'll just take it steady. Still not feeling 100%, but a lot better now. So a nice gentle walk on a nice morning, that'll do me well. Well, I'm down at Aldi and I'm 10 minutes early. We're in a bad walk as it goes. It was quite pleasant. Quite enjoyed that. A little bit further than Tesco's. That's where I usually go when I'm staying at Hertford. So I've got a few more steps under the belt, and I need to. Need to burn off a few more calories than usual. But it is another nice day. Although it's not as hot as yesterday, or warm as yesterday, it's still coat-free weather and just a thin little hoodie. That'll do. Yeah, quite a pleasant day. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of rubbish around here though, but there's a, you know, let me show you. Not quite sure what people get up to around here, but there's beer cans and energy drinks, vapes, food wrappers, you name it, it's here, you know. I don't know why people have to feel the need to behave in such a way, but there we are. I don't know why I keep going on about it. Even used to go on about it when I used to go to Wales, and there was rubbish dumped in Wales, you know, where everyone was meant to be patriotic and loving Wales, but they still abuse that gorgeous land of theirs. Such a shame. Right, I'm back from Aldi now, and after I had a good walk round, and the food stuff is all right, you know. There's a lot of stuff in there that's well worth the money. Like I picked up a steak today, and it was £6, and it was quite a sizable steak. Yeah, it was looked quite good. I'm looking forward to eating that. I'm going to have that tonight. But there is a lot of stuff down there. I think they call it the centre aisle, or special something or others. I can't remember what it's called. But there's stuff that's spread out down a couple of aisles in like these tray things, and it's just a lot of tat, you know, just stuff that you really wouldn't want. You know, I mean, just you look at it and think, what's that doing there? But obviously, you know, they know what they're doing. It sells to someone, right? I think the only thing down there that I would have bought was bags of kindling, but I've got my own now. I've diced up a lot of wood and got it drying out in my garage, ready for having a fire pit out in a few weeks' time. So no, I didn't need any of that. But other than that, down the centre aisle, I couldn't see anything that was of any interest to me whatsoever. But the food, yeah, okay, it was cheap. There was like aftermarkets. Is it aftermarket? Not like if you're getting something which was made by Mars, they'd have like the Mars equivalent, you know, that sort of stuff. But yeah, I think it's worth it. It was worth popping in there just for a nosy around. I might do it again at some point. Anyway, yeah, that's it. I'm currently watching Netflix, right? And on Netflix, they're showing the old comedy series, The Thin Blue Line with Rowan Atkinson, the old police show. And I've laughed a lot this morning watching that, and I miss comedies like that. I really believe that comedies have changed, you know, since the 90s to where we are today, and I don't think there's any comedies out there that really give me a good belly laugh anymore, like things like the Thin Blue Line. I miss that. What's happened? I have no idea, but but TV and comedy has all changed. It really has. It's just not the same anymore. So I'm going to be having a look around. I think I'm going to have a look for vintage comedy, British vintage comedy, not American. Yeah, I'm going to see what I can find. Something that can make me chuckle. Another one that sprang to mind after watching Thin Blue Line was the I think it was called Gimme Gimme Gimme, and that was Kathy Burke series, and that was quite funny as well. I don't know whether that's on any streaming services, but I wouldn't mind finding that again. But yeah, I miss old comedies, you know, that sort of stuff. And Men Behaving Badly, that was another one. Bottom, The Young Ones, all of that, absolutely cracking. But they just don't make that sort of stuff anymore, do they? It's such a shame. Anyway, I'm on a bit of a rant. Yeah, so I'm going to sit and watch that for a bit, and then I'm gonna go out and have a bit more of a amble around. Weather's not as nice today, but it's not raining, so that's always a bonus. So yeah, I don't want to sit in here for too long. I'll start going stir crazy, so I'll go out for a bit of an amble in a bit. Back out on a walk. It's definitely nice coming out and about when it's not the weekend. It's a lot quieter, and it's interesting being here. Although I've walked around here God knows how many times now, Bulls Park next to the campsite, it's just interesting watching the changes now. You know, the things starting to turn green, the plants popping up, the grass drying out a bit. Spring is just poking its head through. It's not as nice as it was yesterday, but it's still nice nonetheless. It's not as cold as it usually is. I mean, I've got a body warmer on with a t-shirt, but no need for a full coat or anything. Now here's an interesting one for you. I wonder if I was living in a house full time and being off off work sick as I have been this past week due to that virus that I got, would I have just locked myself away indoors for the week and not even bothered coming out for a walk? I think when you live in a van, I think it forces you to get out, because you go stir crazy in the van and you need to get out and go and get some fresh air. But in a house, I don't think you do it, to be honest with you. Well, I wouldn't. I remember being ill before, back when we lived in a flat, and I think I was going through pneumonia at the time, and I didn't get out at all for God knows how long. Didn't even brave the elements, you know. I just laid there in the pit and watched TV, and that probably don't help. But when you're in a van, I mean, as nice as it is, it's still only a small space, so you definitely need to step outside and go get a few steps in and a little bit of fresh air, change your scenery. And I think maybe that does you the world of good. Another topic I wanted to touch on was what would happen with me if I was to win a lot of money, the lottery or whatever. If I was to come into a lot of money, would it change my life completely? Now, it would, but not in the ways you'd think. If I come into a lot of money, I still wouldn't buy a house. I've got no interest at all. I'd probably buy another van or a motorhome and carry on living that way without work and be free. But I don't think, well, no, I know I wouldn't. I wouldn't buy a house. If I wanted to go down that sort of route, I'd probably buy myself a bit of land where I could be safe and secure when I wasn't travelling around. But I definitely wouldn't have a house. I think for me there'd be some epic journeys. One of my ambitions in life is to go on a cruise. Me and my ex-wife often spoke about doing that, and I know she always was looking about getting us a cruise, but it never materialised. But that's definitely something. That would be my probably the first thing that I do for myself. You know, the first real treat would be getting on a cruise. Where it'd be, I have no idea, I don't know, but getting on a boat, and yeah, that just sounds awesome, man. I'd love that. But I think the very first thing I'd do with a big win would get all my health problems sorted out. I'd get my new set of teeth, and I'd have my hips done. Finally get my new hips, and I'd pay privately for the best, the best surgical team to come and put my new hips in for me, because I'm on a waiting for list for that, but it seems to be taking fucking for years. Yeah, so that'd be my first thing that I do, and obviously then go on the cruise. Depending on the amount of money that I'd won, I'd make sure that my kids and grandkids were sorted out and wouldn't have to worry. And then I would definitely help somehow with a men's mental health charity, purely aimed at men and their mental health, you know, through whatever they're going through, whether it's like me, having your heart ripped out and divorce and all of that, or whether it's something else, you know. But I definitely would want to do my bit for men and their mental health, because it's fucking needed, man. It really is. The charities that are out there are doing a fantastic job, but it's still not good enough. Look at the suicide rates for men. It's absolutely outrageous, and it's got to stop, and we've got to get on top of it. So I definitely will be helping out with some charities, 110%. So yeah, other than them things that I've mentioned, I don't think I would change myself in a big way, I'd still wear my jogging bottoms and a t-shirt and whatnot. You know, I wouldn't overdo it on clothes or any of that crap. I just ain't got time for that. I'm not interested in that. After doing a bit of travelling around, doing my cruise and whatnot, then I'd be happy just knocking around in a van somewhere, just being comfortable, getting out and walking and exploring, and that will do me. Definitely for my later years, you know. I've got no ambition to really do anything else. I'll be quite content. I just want to slow down a bit. Slow down a bit and take some time for me. Sounds like an ideal existence to me, but you never know. Maybe I'll put a couple of lines on the lottery this weekend, and you never know, maybe fate for once will be on my side, eh? And just to round off with that topic, I think I read a story, was it yesterday or the day before, about a man that won millions of pounds on a lottery. I think he was abroad somewhere, and this was a few months after his divorce. I wonder what his ex-wife must think. I wonder whether she's absolutely now devastated. Oh, I think sometimes, you know, these things just happen, and well, shit happens, doesn't it, you know. Fair play on that man, whoever he is. I hope he's now living his best life, you know. Now, I'm not really into trees. I know a few basics, but they're not one of the things that inspires me, you know. But there's definitely a couple of really pretty trees here, with the way that they look like they're twisting around and the bark's sort of splitting. It is quite effective. I like that. Different from the everyday trees that you see around, you know. Like I say, I haven't got a clue what they are, but they look good. I think it might be a little bit smoky in here. Never mind. Now just take a look at this. This is my Aldi dinner, right? And I think it looks absolutely cracking. Steak, halloumi fries, rocket salad, a dip and some mushrooms. Just look at this. I can't wait to get tucked into that. That looks absolutely sterling, that does. I'm well impressed. For a cheap price as well. And for afters, I've also got a cheap little Aldi Finest yoghurt, and I've had them loads of times in the past, and they are amazing. So yeah, this is going to set me up for the rest of the evening now. I'm quite happy with what I've got here. Beautiful. Anyway, I'm going to tuck into it in a fucking rabbit in, just eat. Good morning again. It's Friday. The weather's certainly changed. Rained through the night. It's very damp out here at the minute, but it's still mild, which is all right. I've got a raincoat with me in my bag, but I'm going to try and get down to the town. Well, not to the town, on the outside of town, to Tesco's, just to get some more supplies without having to put the coat on. It's one of them waterproof Macs, and they make you sweat. Do you know what I mean? Can't be doing with that. Don't like that. But I hope we'll be all right. Time will tell. Anyway, get this walk done nice and early, get my supplies nice and early. I think I said it before, the only problem with walking down the town in the week is when you walk back, there's a lot of school kids. Really, there's flocks of them, you know, flocks of them. And yes, too many people about for me. I prefer it when it's peaceful. As for how I'm feeling now, I'm still a tiny bit bunged up and a bit of a cough that's just hanging on, but nowhere near as bad as it was. It's about a week ago today since I got it, and I'm not saying the word that I had, because there was a few issues on my other YouTube channel about me mentioning a certain word, and people were commenting, and then it was all restricted. I mean, fucking pathetic. You should be able to talk about anything freely, but when it comes to what I had, obviously not. It's still an issue. But anyway, feeling loads better now, and through the whole duration, every single day I've managed to get out and walk as well, so I think the fresh air certainly helped me. Well, I got all my shopping put away, sat and had a bit of lunch, and now I've come out and having another bit of an amble round. It's definitely not a nice day today. It's still drizzle in the air, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's quiet, it's pleasant, it's picturesque. You can still see the startings of spring, which is really nice, and there's no one else here, and I'm feeling quite relaxed at the minute. I am a bit sad that this week is drawing to a close. It's a shame. It was nice to get away from reality for a bit, coming here. It's a shame I had to be ill to come down here and isolate myself away from everybody, you know, and not be at work. I couldn't have worked. Didn't have the energy. But I'd like to come back again for a week to put my feet up when I'm feeling a lot better. Mind you, that other campsite will be open soon, and I can go and spend as much time as I want down there. That's cheap as chips down there, and there's a lot more pleasant walks down that way as well. Yeah, I am looking forward to that. I wonder what life's going to be like when and if I can retire. I could quite happily do this sort of stuff that I'm doing now, you know, just ambling around. As long as I've got a place to go and have a kip, you know, put my head down, cook my tea, get cleaned up and look after myself, I'll be quite happy ambling around by myself in the countryside, looking at things. That sounds like an ideal existence. I wouldn't be one of these people that does retire and then ends up doing nothing. I've got to keep moving, especially living in a van. I'm not just going to sit in a van and deteriorate. I'm going to push myself to do as many steps per day as I possibly can, even in the bad weather. You've got to keep moving. I think that's a downfall of a lot of people that retire. They just stop and sit in front of the TV. Really not healthy. But yeah, I'm looking forward to them days. I hope I can I really hope I can retire early, just so I can enjoy this every day. Now I watch a YouTube channel called Liberation, and there's a couple of people that go around interviewing people that live alternatively, like in vans or canal boats or off-grid, and a lot of them have quit the rat race, and they're the sensible ones in my eyes. You know, they've got enough money to live on, self-sufficient, live a bit more basically but free, and they're so happy. Their lives are so different, and they've got the right mindset. You know, they've seen the world for what it really is, and they're enjoying their freedom, living cheaply and happily and nomadically. And I am obscenely jealous of those people that have managed to make that transition. You know, if there was a way that I could, I would do it in a heartbeat. The only one thing that holds me back is just a financial situation with bills above my head. But other than that, if I could sort that, I'd do it without blinking. You know, wouldn't bother me whatsoever. I'd live minimalistically. I can't say it, but you know what I mean. I'd live basically and happy. One of my favourite dishes that I used to make when I used to go to Wales for a visit would be a shepherd's pie. It was either a shepherd's pie or a chicken korma actually, and I haven't made a shepherd's pie this winter, and I know it's a nice kind of winter food, and so I'm doing it in the van, and it's gonna be done in a very basic way. So got me mince, I've got some peas, tinned carrots, and I've got some leftover chestnut mushrooms there, which I'm going to dice up and put in there as well. Regarding the topping, I have got some, if I can find it, I've got in the cupboard up there, I've got some instant mashed potato, the Idahoan one, and believe me, the Idahoan instant mashed potato is amazing. So I'm going to try and create the topping out of that. I haven't got anything brilliant to cook it in. I've got no lasagna dishes or anything like that, so I'm going to use this, which is a loaf tin. It should be all right. It's only me eating it. I probably won't get it all in. I'll probably have to tub some up or something, but I'm going to give it a go. Anyway, let's get on with it and see how it turns out. Right, I don't know if you can see that. That is the Idahoan cheddar cheese mash. Now, if you're like me, a kid from the 70s, this is nothing like the smash from those early days. I mean, this is good stuff. This really does taste amazing. And this one's cheddar cheese. They do a plain. I think there's a 4 cheese one as well, if I remember rightly. I've had this a good few times now with steaks and bits and pieces, so yeah, I highly recommend it, and it's cheap as well. It's only about £1 a pack, so it works well. All you got to do is just smack it in a bowl or a cup or something, add some hot water, give it a good mix, and there you are, Bob's your uncle. But let's give it a go. Let me just show you what the shepherd's pie looks like at the minute. Not perfect, I know, you know, and off camera I did add some I found some leftover onion as well. I put that in there, and some garlic paste as well, just a little bit, just to give it a bit more flavour. And yeah, it should be all right actually. I'm quite looking forward to this. So let's get this mash on, and then I will show you what it looks like before I put it in the oven. Right, look, there's the mash. It's inside a cup, but you can see it looks pretty good. Trust me, it tastes amazing as well. I can't do this one-handed, so I'll scoop this on now, and then I will bring you back. One last thing we got to do now is just put some grated cheese over the top. Now let me see if I can show you. That's what it looks like without the cheese. And now we're going to sprinkle some of that on, because as you know, cheese fixes everything, absolutely everything. Can't go wrong with cheese. Put it on anything. There we go. I'll neaten that up a bit, and that'll be that. Do you know, it just goes to show you that even though I live in a basic van that's nowhere near complete, I've still got the ability to eat well. You've seen me now. I've cooked loads of different meals in here, and I've baked a cake and made a sausage roll and done that. I've had endless meals in here. I'm just thinking about when I first moved into a van in my Peugeot Bipper. Things were a lot different then. That was a really small van. There was no way I could have created anything nice. I had a one hob sink thing, so it was basic. You know, you could make yourself some beans on toast, or I don't know, a one pot meal. But I didn't really do it back then. I was a lazy bastard back in 2018, and usually I'd eat takeouts a lot, an awful lot. Now I don't just mean going to the drive-thru at McDonald's, although I did do that. I would go to somewhere like Frankie and Benny's and get something from there and just dive in the back with it. And I'd rarely cook myself anything. After I got rid of the Bipper and moved into the what was it, the Mercedes Vito, that was pretty much the same thing. Even though it was a bigger van, slightly bigger van, and it had twin hobs and a sink, but I still had no oven. I don't think, from what I can remember, I ever used it. I don't think I ever did. I think I continued on that path of just living on fast food. And I think around that sort of time, that was when the pandemic hit, and I spent quite a bit of time in Wales back then. But then once I got the transit, that was when I hit my diet, and I was living on chicken and broccoli then, so I was getting all of that cooked up and just eating out of plastic tubs, so I had no real reason to cook. So that was easy. But when I got this, and I already had a camping stove, and obviously this has got an oven in it as well with twin hobs, I thought, I'm going to make the most of this. And I did, and I have. I've used it a lot. I've done a lot with it now, and I've made many different things, you know, and I enjoy it. I quite enjoy cooking. Although I'm meant to be on a excuse me, I will be back on a strict diet once I get back to Stevenage next week. I'm still going to utilise the oven in the van at least once a week for making something nice, you know. So if you've got any ideas of what recipes I can put together, then let me know. The only problem I got with the oven, as I said a couple of times before, it's got 3 settings. It's got off, minimum, and then high. That's it. So there's no real control over your temperature. So it's just best guessing. To this point, I haven't had a problem with it, really. I haven't overcooked or undercooked anything with it, but it'd be better if I did have some better control. But that's where I spoke about getting one of them Bluetooth thermometers that you can put in your food and just monitor it on your phone while it's cooking away. I think that will be a very good purchase. Anyway, that's enough of me rabbiting. I'm going to nip over to the bathrooms over there. Shepherd's pie, he's not in the oven yet. I'm not very hungry at the minute. I shall put that in the oven later, but once it's cooked, I shall show you what it turned out like. Okay, it's ready. I was a bit impatient and I didn't let it crisp off, but I've let the cheese melt and it looks and smells absolutely fantastic. I'm looking forward to getting into this. Just take a look. I do believe there's going to be some left, but I've got a tub. But saying that, look, this tub has already got some mince in from leftovers from creating it. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might have to leave some in the loaf tin and cover it up somehow. There's no way I'm going to get through all that. But I am looking forward to eating it. Right, let's give this a go. I keep calling it a shepherd's pie, but I think with beef it's cottage pie, but it doesn't matter, whatever. Let's get a bit of the mash, bit of the cheese and a bit of the mince. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what, that Idaho and mash, give it a go. You know, I know it's not mash in your, you know, what you're going to create yourself out of potatoes, but it really is the next best thing. I promise you, it is really tasty. You know, you probably wouldn't notice if you were served it up, you know, if you had like normal mashed potato and Idaho and mashed potato beside each other, you probably wouldn't even notice. Oh yeah, pat on the back for me, that's lovely. And just like that, Saturday morning, and it is pissing down with rain. I've just got back from the town. I did take the camera with me, but because it was raining so hard, I thought, no, I'm not going to do any filming. And you've seen it all before. I've lost count the amount of times I've had the camera out when I walk down to the town. So it bores me, so it must bore you guys. Anyway, yeah, I've done just shy of 5 miles this morning. Had a walk round, and I've been into Sainsbury's, and I decided, because it's pissing down with rain and I'm pretty much stuck in here now, I'm gonna have a go at baking another cake. But this one is a kind of a cheating cake. I've never done it before, but it is a Betty Crocker velvety vanilla cake mix, and it just looks relatively simple really. I think you just put you mix some milk and eggs together, add this, and then smack it in the oven. I think, never done it before, but you know, it was on offer. I think I picked this up for £1, and yeah, why the hell not? You know, I haven't got the stuff here to make a cake from scratch, so I thought I'd give that a go. Yeah, that's about it really, apart from sitting here at the minute. I've just tidied up, started to, you know, put things away that I'm not going to use because I've got to leave tomorrow, and I've just smacked on some YouTube just to keep me occupied for a bit. And I put the heater on full as well to try and dry out my trousers and body warmer, because it got absolutely saturated on that walk this morning. But never mind, we've had a couple of days of sunshine this week, so I should be grateful really that the sun has come out for 2 days. So, but keep the faith, the weather's going to improve. And I'm all the YouTubers that I've been watching this morning, like them, I watch camping ones and van life ones and people that go out for walks and stuff, and every single one of them has complained about the weather, so I'm just sort of following suit really. But we're in March as from tomorrow, so let's hope better days are ahead, eh? Right, change of plan. I'm not going to bake that cake because it requires icing, and I haven't got any of that. I ain't got any icing sugar or none of that jazz, and you need 2 tins because you make it like a Victoria sponge, and all I've got is one of them. I probably could just bake it without any of the icing or the butter stuff, but no, I'm going to save it and do it. I'll do it another weekend sometime in the future when I come camping again. I'll make sure I've got the right gear and do it properly, because I don't want to make that and not enjoy it. It's just a waste then, isn't it? I don't go out of date until just after Christmas this year, so I've got a while. Never mind, I might end up going out for another walk because the rain has stopped. Don't know how long for, but yeah, might go out for a quick stroll. Today, Sunday morning, it's just gone 7 o'clock. It's the 1st of March and I'm out on a walk. Reason being, I've signed up to do 100 miles in March for the charity Mind. So 2 reasons: to raise some money for the charity for people suffering with mental health, and for my own mental health and well-being. So I decided to sign up. I've donated some of my own money. I have got a just giving page as well, which I'll link below if you're interested and want to donate. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to make sure I'm going to get 100 miles walked before the end of the month. Good thing to do. Just gives me a bit of motivation. Not that I want to talk too much about my own mental health battle, but I do believe what I'm doing is for the greater good. And if you're interested in my thoughts and feelings and why I'm doing what I'm doing, then hop over to my other channel, which explains more about why I am the way I am, going through my breakup and divorce and being dumped and all that rubbish. That's what's pushed me to do this, because I've got to. Take a look at that channel. Anyway, yeah, I'll come out nice and early because I want to get this walk done, and I've got to be off the pitch by midday. So I want to get a walk done, get back and have a shower, get tidied up and sorted out, maybe have something to eat for lunch, and then bugger off, because I've got a few things that I've got to do today as well before returning back to work tomorrow. there we are, 9 days complete at the campsite. It's gone past pretty quick as it goes. It's a shame that I was poorly at the beginning, but then if I was well at the beginning, I wouldn't have stayed here that long. So I only come here and stayed here for some respite so I could get over the virus that I had. I've just realised is I haven't driven for a whole week, 9 days actually, and that's quite impressive. That's something that's very rarely done these days. I usually drive every single day, whether it be for coming camping or work or my own pleasure, you know, but being laid up at that campsite for a week, yeah, I didn't have to drive at all, and to be honest, I didn't miss it, you know. I do find driving sometimes very bloody stressful, I tell you. A lot of idiots on the roads nowadays, you know what I mean? They just irritate me. And where I'm based down in Stevenage in Hertfordshire, Stevenage is getting a lot more busy than it used to be years ago, so there's a lot more traffic on the roads now, you know, and it's not good. Like a few years back you could nip across Stevenage and that would take you 10 minutes. Now it probably takes you best part of half hour. Anyway, that's it. I'm back in sunny Stevenage now, so I'm gonna say goodbye and thank you for watching. If you have, I don't know what I'll be doing next weekend. I have no idea. We'll just take it as it comes. Hopefully we'll do something, whether it be out in the van or out in the Beetle. So I'm not sure yet. Don't know. No plans whatsoever. I'm just going to focus on feeling a bit better, because I'm still I'm not 100%. I'm still bunged up. You know, I've still got a cough, especially when I go out walking. I cough like a trooper. Anyway, I shall speak to you all again soon.